You begin by closing your eyes and letting your thoughts stretch outward, past the soft curve of your bedroom ceiling, past the familiar blue of your world, and further still, into the quiet expanse of space. Imagine a sky not quite like ours, a sky dotted with stars that burn more gently than ours do, their light drifting slowly through the dark velvet of night. Each tiny gleam may hold a story older than your mind can trace, a whisper of civilizations that once danced beneath suns that have long since dimmed. You feel a gentle sense of curiosity settle in your chest, a soft fluttering, like the slow opening of a delicate flower in the cool light of morning. These worlds are far away, and yet, as you drift through the thought of them, they feel as intimate as the steady rhythm of your own breathing perhaps. Long before Earth knew the first stirring of life, there were planets where waters lapped against quiet shores, where winds carried the scent of minerals and soft, strange blooms. Imagine the hush of alien forests, trees with translucent leaves that shimmer faintly in the dim glow of twin suns, their slow sway producing a faint, melodic hum that merges with the hush of the wind. You wander through these imagined landscapes as if in a gentle dream, noticing the subtle details. A pebble that glints like crystal under the faint light, the faint ripple of a calm river moving with an elegant patience, the quiet hum of stones settling after countless centuries. Each moment is drawn out, slow and deliberate, as if the universe itself is breathing alongside you, inviting you to notice its softness, its stillness, its patience in your mind. These civilizations may have been vast or tiny, simple or complex, yet none of their stories are lost. They are held in the invisible lattice of possibility that stretches across time and space. You imagine structures built from materials that shimmer faintly under alien suns, carefully arranged to reflect the movements of planets, moons, or stars. Perhaps someone, long ago, looked up at the night sky in the same wonder you feel now, and carved their knowledge into stone or song. Maybe they traced patterns in sand or water, leaving a quiet echo that drifts slowly through the void, waiting for someone, somewhere, to notice. There is no hurry, no urgency. Everything unfolds with the deliberate calm of an ancient tide. The quiet thought of intelligence beyond Earth brings with it a gentle warmth, like the soft glow of a distant star brushing across your skin. You feel the pull of curiosity, not sharp or urgent, but soft, like a feather falling slowly through a sunbeam. In this moment, you understand that the universe may have been humming with life for far longer than Earth has existed. Civilizations could have risen, flourished, and faded, leaving only the faintest trace in the rotation of galaxies or the scattering of cosmic dust. And yet, even in their absence, there is a quiet beauty, a sense of continuity that stretches across time, linking them to you and to the stars above. You feel part of this calm rhythm, as though your own breath is synchronized with the gentle unfolding of worlds that exist in thought and imagination. Perhaps there were cities built atop crystalline cliffs, where smooth stones reflected the pale light of moons that never set. Gardens may have stretched across wide plains, with plants that glowed softly in the dark, releasing faint perfumes that drifted into the still air. You can almost hear the whisper of leaves against one another, the slow rustle of creatures moving quietly, each step deliberate and unhurried. In these imagined places, the day moves not in frantic rush, but in gentle cycles, the rise of a sun, the soft fall of night, the patient passage of time measured not in clocks, but in the quiet rhythm of life itself. You feel your heartbeat slow, matching this imagined cadence, as your mind lingers lovingly on each gentle detail. What if these civilizations had knowledge of stars, of planets beyond their own? What if they looked outward and wondered, just as you do now, about the vast stretches of possibility beyond the horizon of their world? You can picture them mapping constellations, tracing their hands along the patterns of light in the sky, and feeling the same sense of awe and reverence that fills you now. Perhaps they told stories of creation, of worlds born and fading, of rivers of light flowing through the endless darkness. These stories, quiet and slow, may have been told in voices soft as moss, in songs that drifted gently across the water, or in silent dances under twin moons. Each tale would have been a lullaby for those who listened, a gentle reminder that the universe is vast, and life, wherever it blooms, is fleeting and beautiful. The thought of ancient worlds brings a slow, meditative calm over you. You can picture the first moments of dawn on a distant planet, the sky painted in delicate hues of rose and gold, the air still and sweet with the scent of mineral and bloom. Rivers move languidly across smooth plains, their surfaces catching the light in shimmering patterns that are almost hypnotic. Mountains rise quietly in the distance, their peaks brushed with gentle mists, and valleys cradle hidden lakes that reflect the slow turning of alien skies. Every detail is soft, inviting your mind to linger, to rest, to explore without hurry, as if each breath you take draws you deeper into this vast and tender cosmos. And yet, even as these worlds exist in imagination, they feel real in a way that is deeply comforting. You sense a quiet lineage stretching across time, from civilizations that may have lived and vanished, to the stars that still shine, to the air that brushes your skin now. There is a delicate serenity in the thought that life, intelligence, and curiosity are not unique to one place or moment, but are threads woven through the vast tapestry of the cosmos. You feel a gentle connection to all of it, a slow, steady tether to the universe, and in that tether a profound calm. As you linger in this quiet wonder, let yourself drift slowly forward, aware of the breath in your chest and the soft weight of your body against your resting place. Imagine the gentle hum of distant suns, the soft whisper of starlight brushing past invisible mountains, and the quiet pulse of time that stretches through worlds unseen. In this next chapter, we will trace the echoes of these civilizations, the faint traces that may linger in the cosmos, waiting to be discovered, imagined, and softly felt. Gently, we move onward into a space of quiet reflection, where absence is as tender and meaningful as presence, and curiosity flows like a slow, calming river through the mind. You drift further into the quiet, leaving the soft starlight of imagined worlds behind and entering the delicate hush of possibility. Imagine a valley, wide and still, stretching beneath skies brushed with pale, distant suns. Perhaps here, life once moved with gentle purpose, leaving traces that time cannot fully erase. Your mind wanders across the empty plains, noting the subtle echoes of intelligence, not in monuments or loud proclamations, but in small, tender details that speak of thought and care. Stones might be arranged in circular patterns, not for defense or grandeur, but as quiet markers of attention, as if someone once paused here to notice the curvature of a hill or the way light glides across a river. Every arrangement, every pattern, is a soft sigh across time, a faint signature of life that once considered its own existence with calm curiosity. You sense that these civilizations, if they existed, were mindful of their surroundings, moving with patience rather than haste. Perhaps their homes were carved from smooth cliffs or hollowed from crystalline formations, shimmering faintly under twin moons. There is no sound here, yet in the silence, you can almost hear the gentle creak of structures settling, the faint brush of wind over polished surfaces. Imagine walls etched with quiet art, spirals and arcs that trace the slow movement of planets, delicate patterns intended to mirror the natural world, a meditation captured in stone. You feel a gentle warmth in your chest as you imagine the care that went into such creations, and a sense of serenity deepens as your mind moves slowly, savoring each imagined detail. Perhaps intelligence elsewhere took forms that we could only sense as impressions, thought forms drifting across open spaces, invisible yet palpable. You imagine ideas lingering like mist in a valley, folding over themselves, rising and settling with the weightless rhythm of a dream. They are faint, soft, ephemeral, and yet profoundly intimate. You can sense curiosity shimmering through them, a subtle pulse that mirrors the quiet wondering you feel now. Maybe one such thought form pauses to observe you, and for a moment, there is a gentle communion between minds that never met, a silent acknowledgement of awareness stretching across light years. You inhale slowly, feeling the soft cadence of this imagined connection, letting it ease your chest, your shoulders, your whole body into calmness. In some places, you notice faint structures, architectural gestures left behind as if to honor the passage of time rather than to dominate it. Imagine slender towers of polished stone, leaning slightly in quiet deference to gravity, reflecting starlight like delicate water. Walkways curve gently through gardens of bioluminescent flora, each plant glowing just enough to illuminate the next, a slow choreography of light and shadow. These gardens seem abandoned, yet there is no loneliness in their silence. They exist as soft reminders of thought, of presence, of a gentle intention that once filled the air. You feel yourself breathing more deliberately, each inhale a slow tracing of light across the imagined architecture, each exhale releasing tension as your mind moves with the rhythm of the place. The valley stretches onward, silent and patient, as if it has held its breath for millennia. Small creatures might have moved here, leaving barely perceptible traces in the soil, or perhaps life itself spoke in subtle rhythms, like the sway of crystalline trees or the pulse of rivers under faint moonlight. Imagine how these beings, intelligent, curious, yet profoundly gentle, might have observed their world. Perhaps they recorded stories not in books or inscriptions, but in patterns of light, in sequences of wind and water, in slow gestures that you feel rather than see. There is a quiet poetry to this, a sense that the universe has always nurtured curiosity, that intelligence emerges not only to act, but to wonder, to notice, to leave a soft impression of its thought upon the world. Your mind floats along these traces, lingering over the most delicate moments. A ripple across a still pond, a shadow that bends across a polished stone, the faint gleam of a tower caught in a setting sun. Each is a whisper of intelligence, a reminder that presence need not shout to matter. Perhaps the most profound creations are the ones that leave the softest marks. Gestures so gentle that they almost dissolve into the air, yet endure in subtle ways that only those who slow their thoughts enough can perceive. You allow your own thoughts to slow, letting the gentle rhythm of the imagined valley match the cadence of your breath, each inhale and exhale tracing the contours of the quiet structures and drifting thought-forms in this imagined world. Time itself seems to move differently. Days pass like soft currents of air, each one shaping the land with deliberate slowness. Nights arrive with a tender hush, a lowering of sound that makes the pulse of life more intimate, more immediate. You imagine that the beings here might have observed the stars with patience, recording movements and patterns not for conquest, but for reflection. Perhaps they saw the rise and fall of distant suns, noting the slow dance of planets, the gentle rhythm of moons, and the faint shimmer of cosmic dust. Their knowledge was quiet, absorbed through observation and contemplation, a tapestry of awareness that you now touch softly in your imagination. There is a gentle ache of longing in this quiet, not of sadness, but of wonder. A sense that these places, whether they truly existed or only exist in the soft folds of thought, are both far away and intimately near. You feel a connection, a gentle resonance with the minds that may have pondered, observed, and simply been. Each silent sculpture, each drifting thought form, each subtle echo across the valley carries a lesson in stillness, a guide for your own rest. The valley teaches you that intelligence, wonder, and creativity do not demand noise or movement. They need only presence and the willingness to notice, to inhabit a moment fully, however quietly. And so, as you linger in the hush of this imagined realm, feel the stillness of empty valleys, the soft whisper of ideas carried across the air, and the quiet endurance of structures shaped with care. Let the calm of these traces fill your mind, each image softening the edges of thought, each ripple of light and shadow easing tension from your body. In this next chapter, we will drift even further, exploring the hidden patterns that connect these worlds, the mathematics, the gentle rhythm, and the soft pulse of existence itself. Gently, we move onward, following the quiet echoes, allowing curiosity to flow slowly like a calm river, carrying you further into wonder and softly into rest. You lift your mind higher now, past the valleys of imagined civilizations, beyond the quiet structures and drifting thought forms, and into the soft, expansive sea of stars. Each point of light seems deliberate, like a note in a slow, cosmic melody, resonating gently across the darkness. You feel yourself floating among them, weightless, tracing patterns that are older than memory. There is a rhythm here, subtle and continuous, a quiet mathematics that binds the smallest particle to the grandest galaxy. In this moment, the universe feels less like a distant void and more like a breathing, conscious presence, whispering its secrets softly, so that only the patient mind can hear. Your eyes trace constellations that may be familiar, yet you see them anew not as symbols of navigation or myth, but as living arrangements of light, stretching and folding across space. Perhaps a distant observer, far away on a planet that will never intersect your path, watches the same patterns with equal wonder. There is symmetry here, a gentle poetry in the way spirals of galaxies echo the arrangement of atoms, and the swirling rings of gas mirror the spirals of a distant shell. You imagine tracing these lines with your hands, moving slowly from star to star, noticing how each point connects to the next in soft, invisible threads. Every connection feels deliberate, a quiet message in geometry, a lullaby of structure that eases your mind into stillness. As you drift, consider the planets and moons that move in silent harmony around their suns, following paths both predictable and intricate. Orbits repeat with subtle precision, a slow dance choreographed across eons. You can imagine standing on a cliff of a distant world, feeling the faint pull of a twin moon as it passes across the sky. The air is still, and you notice the gentle rhythm in the movement of dust and shadow, the almost imperceptible sway of crystal-like trees. These patterns, both enormous and minute, speak of a universe that is patient, measured, and elegant. You allow the thought to soften your mind, each breath syncing with the quiet motion of planets that glide without rush or resistance. Perhaps even the smallest forms of matter share this poetry. Atoms, imperceptible yet vast in number, arrange themselves in silent elegance, creating molecules that build the foundation of life. You picture them rotating slowly, energy flowing gently from one to the next, a rhythm so subtle that it can only be sensed in thought. The dance of electrons, the pull of forces, the quiet stability of structure. All of it mirrors the motions you see in the heavens above. There is an invisible symmetry here, a gentle continuity that reassures you that life, matter, and thought are woven from the same calm patterns, repeating across scales, echoing across time and space. Your awareness softens as you trace these invisible movements, letting their elegance guide your own pulse into slower, more deliberate rhythm. The constellations tell stories too, not in words, but in arrangement. Imagine ancient civilizations on distant worlds observing them, marking the rising of certain stars or the alignment of planets with gentle reverence. Perhaps they charted the sky to understand the cycles of their own lives, seeing reflections of their minds mirrored in the heavens. And now you follow those alignments in imagination, letting your thoughts drift along the arcs of light and shadow, noticing subtle patterns that repeat in spiral galaxies, in the flow of rivers, and even in the quiet rise and fall of your own chest. Everything seems connected in a soft, unbroken line, as though the universe itself were humming a gentle song just for you. Slowly, you notice the beauty in repetition. The spiral of a galaxy mirrors the curl of a small wave. The orbit of a distant moon resembles the delicate swing of a petal in the wind. The same rhythm pulses in the quiet spaces of your imagination, a gentle resonance that invites rest. There is no rush here, no tension. Only an expansive calm that stretches from the tiniest atom to the largest cluster of stars. You float among these connections, letting each discovery be soft and slow, a quiet meditation in motion. The universe feels deliberate, almost tender, as if each movement, each pattern, exists to cradle your attention and guide your mind toward gentle reflection. Your mind may wander further still, considering the mathematics that underlie all things. Prime numbers, ratios, the golden spirals that appear in shells, flowers, and galaxies. All of it hints at an unspoken order, a quiet language of creation. Imagine how distant minds might perceive it, not as cold abstraction, but as poetry, as a soft whisper of wonder in a dark universe. You trace the invisible lines between stars, imagining the rhythm of planetary rotations and the silent elegance of orbital paths. With each mental step, you feel a gentle lightness, as if your awareness is expanding to touch the edges of infinite space, yet remaining anchored in the calm, centered rhythm of your own breath. There is a delicate intimacy in observing these patterns slowly. Each connection, Each symmetry, each echo of repetition, is an invitation to rest. You feel the pull of gravity softened, not as force, but as a gentle tether that holds your imagination in a slow, expansive orbit around wonder. Perhaps somewhere, a distant civilization once paused to watch a star flare, or a comet sweep across the sky, noting the quiet beauty of a moment that will never repeat exactly the same way. You share in that awareness now, drifting beside these possibilities, letting the calm, precise poetry of the cosmos seep into the spaces between your thoughts. Each inhale draws the subtle order into you. Each exhale releases tension and noise, leaving a soft, quiet clarity. And as you linger among spirals and constellations, as your mind traces the invisible filaments of symmetry and motion, you feel a gentle descent into deeper calm. You recognize that these patterns are not just out there, but within you as well, the rhythm of your pulse, the rise and fall of your chest, the quiet cycling of thought into rest. The mathematics of the universe mirrors the mathematics of your own body, echoing the same gentle order, the same quiet logic. You are part of this soft, interconnected dance, a silent participant in a cosmic pattern that stretches across time, across light years, across dimensions of possibility. I end this next chapter. We will drift from the quiet mathematics of stars and atoms into the tender world of myth, where imagination and story weave softly together. There, the universe's poetry will transform into tales, gentle and luminous, told in light and shadow, in whispering winds and drifting waters. Gently, we move onward, letting curiosity flow slowly, like the pulse of a distant star, carrying your mind further into wonder, and softly toward rest as you continue your journey through the vast expanse of imagination. Let your mind settle into the soft glow of distant suns, casting quiet light across the silent stretches of the universe. Imagine beings, long ago or far away, pausing beneath their own skies to witness the slow passage of time. Perhaps they traced the movement of moons across pale horizons or watched the dance of drifting planets, and from these observations, they wove stories, myths that were neither hurried nor loud, but soft, deliberate, and deeply reflective. These tales are like lullabies sung by the cosmos itself, their rhythms slow and gentle, designed to calm, to soothe, and to spark wonder without urgency. You feel your breath soften as you drift into the cadence of these imagined stories, each one a delicate thread connecting thought, space, and light. Picture a legend told beneath twin moons, where light brushes softly against crystalline spires. The beings might have whispered of suns that awaken slowly, painting skies with muted gold and rose, of planets that orbit with patient elegance, and of comets that trace gentle arcs across the night. Perhaps each story was passed through patterns of movement, the swirl of leaves, the ripple of water, the dance of dust in soft currents of wind. In these tales, creation is a slow, mindful act, and existence itself is a quiet melody. You imagine sitting beside one of these storytellers, though you do not see them. Instead, you feel their presence as a warmth, a resonance that carries the weightless poetry of observation into your own heart. Their myths might speak of beginnings that are unknowable, of worlds that appear and fade like whispers in the dark. You picture luminous rivers flowing through alien landscapes, carrying reflections of suns and stars, as though each droplet holds a fragment of history. Perhaps one story recounts the birth of a planet from the slow gathering of cosmic dust, a soft ballet of gravity and light that took eons to complete. Each narrative is quiet and deliberate, unfolding in gentle arcs that invite the mind to wander without tension, allowing curiosity to drift like a leaf upon a calm stream. You notice that these myths are not bound by urgency. They exist to be felt, to be absorbed with patience, to leave traces of wonder in the spaces between thought and breath. Imagine further the beings composing visual myths, shaping light itself into stories. They might have cast shadows across polished stone. These echoes are gentle, almost imperceptible, yet profoundly moving, as if consciousness itself has a memory, a soft trail that stretches across space and years. Your own awareness begins to synchronize with this cadence, each inhale attuning to the rhythm of distant minds, each exhale releasing tension and opening a quiet, receptive space within yourself. On some planets, structures may have risen in silence, not towering over their surroundings, but blending with them, existing in harmony with topography and climate. Imagine buildings carved from translucent stone, their surfaces catching the slow light of suns and moons, scattering it in soft, contemplative patterns. Perhaps corridors curve gently, guiding movement not toward efficiency, but toward observation, reflection, and the calm appreciation of beauty. You can sense the presence of those who built them, not in walls or decorations, but in the care taken to align each element with the slow rhythm of the world around them. The awareness of such meticulous attention settles in your chest, a gentle warmth, a reminder that intelligence can exist quietly, without assertion or urgency. Even the smallest details may carry stories. A ripple across a pond, carefully preserved as part of a ritual, or a stone pressed into the earth to mark a moment of discovery, are hints of thoughtful life. Perhaps one day, someone walked along a cliff's edge, noticing the reflection of twin moons in a pool of water, and let that observation guide an entire cycle of activity, a rhythm as subtle and steady as the orbit of planets. You can feel these soft pulses echoing across light years, their serenity brushing against your mind, inviting stillness, curiosity, and a slow, deliberate attention to the present moment. It is in these quiet gestures that intelligence whispers most clearly, a meditation that stretches across the cosmos. You may also imagine that these beings, wherever they existed, were attuned to patterns far larger than themselves. They may have observed the movement of celestial bodies, the slow drift of clouds of gas, the cycles of energy flowing through their worlds. Perhaps they mapped the stars in ways both practical and poetic, leaving subtle markers, arranging lights, or creating harmonies that are perceptible only to those who listen patiently. You feel a gentle resonance with their understanding, sensing the alignment between observation, curiosity, and the quiet, patient unfolding of thought. There is no rush here, only a soft and constant presence that lingers like a shadow across the surface of imagination. Perhaps some traces have endured in forms too fragile for detection, tiny patterns etched in crystal, dust, or flowing water. These signs are almost invisible, but you sense them with the quiet attentiveness that comes when the mind is still. They speak of care, of patience, of deliberate attention that is neither hurried nor demanding. You feel a calm admiration for the mindfulness of these beings, their ability to interact with their world gently, observing, shaping, and leaving subtle imprints that resonate across the fabric of space and time. Each echo of their presence is like a lullaby, soothing the mind and inviting a slow, restful journey inward as you linger in this imagined landscape. Notice the slow interplay of light and shadow, the gentle sway of flora or crystalline formations, the soft shimmer of distant rivers or oceans. Every element seems designed to soothe, to reflect, to mirror the patience and care of those who once inhabited this world. Your own body responds in kind. Your chest rises and falls more slowly, your shoulders release tension, and your mind floats gently with the rhythm of the imagined intelligence surrounding you. There is a deep serenity here, a quiet reminder that the universe is patient, and that awareness, even distant, nearly invisible, carries a profound and calming beauty that in this place. You realize that intelligence need not be grand or obvious to be meaningful. Sometimes the softest traces, the most delicate impressions, leave the deepest impact. Each ripple, each faint pattern, each careful gesture echoes across centuries and light years, inviting the observer to slow down, to notice, and to rest. You feel that serenity as your own, a gentle alignment with the rhythm of cosmic patience, and you allow yourself to linger, breathing softly, moving gently, observing quietly. The universe seems to exhale with you, as though your presence completes a silent, ongoing dialogue that stretches across distant worlds. And so, as your mind rests among these whispers of ancient intelligence, let the calm sweep through you like a quiet tide. The traces you imagine, almost invisible, are nonetheless profound. Reminders that life, thought, and presence can exist with patience and grace. In this next chapter, we will drift further into the quiet poetry of existence itself, tracing patterns across the stars, the gentle mathematics that link atoms to galaxies, and the soft rhythm that underlies all creation. Gently, we move onward, letting curiosity and wonder flow slowly, and allowing the mind to float ever closer to deep, restorative calm. Now, let your mind drift more deeply into the quiet, imagining worlds where intelligence may have blossomed long before Earth knew its first stirrings of life. Picture a planet bathed in soft, amber light, where the air moves gently over smooth plains and low hills. Here, long ago, beings may have walked, thought, and observed with a care that we can only sense in imagination. Perhaps they built not for grandeur or conquest, but for reflection, for alignment with the subtle rhythms of their environment. Stones may have been stacked in gentle arcs, towers sculpted from crystal or mineral, reflecting suns in muted glimmers, each arrangement a quiet signature of awareness. You sense these traces without seeing them directly, feeling their intent in the soft geometry of the landscape, like footprints pressed lightly into the sand of time. In valleys hidden beneath misty skies, the echo of intelligence lingers in forms both delicate and deliberate. Perhaps gardens were cultivated with patience that stretches across centuries, each plant placed in harmony with the movement of light and shadow. Water may have been guided through channels carved with care, following the gentle slope of the land, its flow a meditation in liquid form. You imagine that even the smallest acts, the arranging of a pebble, the turning of a leaf, the crafting of a simple marking, were intentional, infused with thought and attention. These moments, almost invisible, ripple softly through time, leaving impressions that speak not in loud. Arranged luminous crystals in patterns that reflect celestial cycles, or painted ephemeral murals across clouds and mist. Each creation is both art and record, a reflection of their observation of the cosmos, and a gentle way of teaching and remembering. You feel your own mind tracing these imagined patterns, slowly, with care, noticing the soft symmetry, the quiet flow, the tender repetitions. The universe itself becomes a storyteller, every ray of light a syllable, every drifting comet a verse. As you breathe, your thoughts match the rhythm of these cosmic lullabies, flowing in quiet loops of curiosity and calm. Perhaps some myths were oral, shared in the hush of early dawns or the gentle dim of starlit nights. You can almost hear the soft cadence of a voice, low and soothing, as it recounts the slow passage of a wandering moon, the gentle rise of a sun over distant peaks, or the quiet journey of a river tracing silver threads through a valley. The words ripple outward, touching the minds of listeners with a slow, deliberate grace. Each story carries not only facts, but also wonder, the kind that does not rush or demand, but simply invites reflection, allowing imagination to drift freely through possibilities. You feel yourself inhaling the calm of these narratives, exhaling the tension that lingered from the day, letting the soft cadence of cosmic storytelling guide your awareness toward rest. There are stories of worlds that shine faintly with internal light, glowing softly through thick mists of atmosphere, like hidden lanterns scattered across the void. You imagine beings wandering these landscapes, noting the subtle pulse of energy. The quiet dance of life forms too small or slow to perceive in detail. Perhaps their myths speak of balance, of harmony between sun and shadow, water and stone, movement and stillness. You sense a deep patience in their observations, an understanding that the universe is neither hurried nor lacking, and that the slow unfolding of time is itself a gift. You allow your mind to float alongside these imagined beings, moving at the same unhurried pace, tracing the gentle arcs of their narratives through space and light. Some myths may have been tied to the movement of stars, constellations slowly shifting over millennia, like actors in a cosmic theater. You picture a constellation rising, its points of light forming shapes that inspire stories of courage, curiosity, and quiet reflection. Another cluster glows faintly, suggesting journeys across vast oceans of gas, or the silent drift of a comet through empty space. These narratives unfold gradually, each observation a meditation on movement, rhythm, and presence. As you follow the gentle logic of these stories, your own mind settles into a slow rhythm, mirroring the ebb and flow of cosmic patterns. Each inhalation draws in wonder, each exhalation releases tension, and the lullaby of light becomes a soft, guiding pulse through your imagination. And yet, the most tender moments are often the smallest. A single flicker of bioluminescent flora, the slow arc of a shooting star, the delicate shimmer of a planetary ring. These subtle details may hold entire tales, understood by minds attuned to the quiet beauty of the cosmos. You imagine listening to these stories as if each one is a gentle touch, a whisper across the empty sky, teaching the art of noticing, of feeling, of being patient and aware. Each narrative, each pattern of light, brings a soft, unhurried comfort, inviting your thoughts to stretch slowly, freely, without expectation, without haste as you linger in the glow of these myths. Feeling their gentle presence settle into your awareness, your mind begins to recognize a subtle rhythm. The rhythm of story flowing into thought, of observation becoming reflection, of wonder softening into rest. The universe itself seems to breathe with you. Each celestial tale a gentle exhale, a slow rotation, a quiet echo that harmonizes with the rise and fall of your own chest. In this next chapter, we will explore hints of ancient intelligence, the delicate, nearly invisible traces that civilizations might leave behind, the echoes of their presence in forms subtle enough to be sensed only by the patient and the calm. Gently, we drift onward, letting the soft light of myth guide us into the quiet spaces where imagination and history meet, and rest begins to deepen. Now, let your mind drift more deeply into the quiet, imagining worlds where intelligence may have blossomed long before Earth knew its first stirrings of life. Picture a planet bathed in soft, amber light, where the air moves gently over smooth plains and low hills. Here, long ago, beings may have walked, thought, and observed with a care that we can only sense in imagination. Perhaps they built not for grandeur or conquest, but for reflection, for alignment with the subtle rhythms of their environment. Stones may have been stacked in gentle arcs, towers sculpted from crystal or mineral, reflecting suns in muted glimmers, each arrangement a quiet signature of awareness. You sense these traces without seeing them directly, feeling their intent in the soft geometry of the landscape, like footprints pressed lightly into the sand of time in valleys hidden beneath misty skies. The echo of intelligence lingers in forms both delicate and deliberate. Perhaps gardens were cultivated with patience that stretches across centuries, each plant placed in harmony with the movement of light and shadow. Water may have been guided through channels carved with care, following the gentle slope of the land, its flow a meditation in liquid form. You imagine that even the smallest acts, the arranging of a pebble, the turning of a leaf, the crafting of a simple marking, were intentional, infused with thought and attention. These moments, almost invisible, ripple softly through time, leaving impressions that speak not in loud statements, but in the subtle language of presence and mindfulness. Consider that some intelligence may have taken shapes beyond our comprehension, subtle and ephemeral. Perhaps thought forms drifted across open plains, ideas that had no physical body yet moved with weight and grace, leaving delicate impressions in the atmosphere. You feel them brushing past in your imagination, like soft winds stirring tall grasses or the faint shimmer of light along a distant cliff. Statements, but in the subtle language of presence and mindfulness. Consider that some intelligence may have taken shapes beyond our comprehension, subtle and ephemeral. Perhaps thought forms drifted across open plains, ideas that had no physical body yet moved with weight and grace, leaving delicate impressions in the atmosphere. You feel them brushing past in your imagination, like soft winds stirring tall grasses or the faint shimmer of light along a distant cliff. These echoes are gentle, almost imperceptible, yet profoundly moving, as if consciousness itself has a memory, a soft trail that stretches across space and years. Your own awareness begins to synchronize with this cadence, each inhale attuning to the rhythm of distant minds, each exhale releasing tension and opening a quiet, receptive space within yourself. On some planets, structures may have risen in silence, not towering over their surroundings, but blending with them, existing in harmony with topography and climate. Imagine buildings carved from translucent stone, their surfaces catching the slow light of suns and moons, scattering it in soft, contemplative patterns. Perhaps corridors curve gently, guiding movement not toward efficiency, but toward observation, reflection, and the calm appreciation of beauty. You can sense the presence of those who built them, not in walls or decorations, but in the care taken to align each element with the slow rhythm of the world around them. The awareness of such meticulous attention settles in your chest, a gentle warmth, a reminder that intelligence can exist quietly, without assertion or urgency. Even the smallest details may carry stories. A ripple across a pond, carefully preserved as part of a ritual, or a stone pressed into the earth to mark a moment of discovery, are hints of thoughtful life. Perhaps one day, someone walked along a cliff's edge, noticing the reflection of twin moons in a pool of water, and let that observation guide an entire cycle of activity, a rhythm as subtle and steady as the orbit of planets. You can feel these soft pulses echoing across light years, their serenity brushing against your mind, inviting stillness, curiosity, and a slow, deliberate attention to the present moment. It is in these quiet gestures that intelligence whispers most clearly, a meditation that stretches across the cosmos. You may also imagine that these beings, wherever they existed, were attuned to patterns far larger than themselves. They may have observed the movement of celestial bodies, the slow drift of clouds of gas, the cycles of energy flowing through their worlds. Perhaps they mapped the stars in ways both practical and poetic, leaving subtle markers, arranging lights, or creating harmonies that are perceptible only to those who listen patiently. You feel a gentle resonance with their understanding, sensing the alignment between observation, curiosity, and the quiet, patient unfolding of thought. There is no rush here, only a soft and constant presence that lingers like a shadow across the surface of imagination. Perhaps some traces have endured in forms too fragile for detection, tiny patterns etched in crystal, dust, or flowing water. These signs are almost invisible, but you sense them with the quiet attentiveness that comes when the mind is still. They speak of care, of patience, of deliberate attention that is neither hurried nor demanding. You feel a calm admiration for the mindfulness of these beings, their ability to interact with their world gently, observing, shaping, and leaving subtle imprints that resonate across the fabric of space and time. Each echo of their presence is like a lullaby, soothing the mind and inviting a slow, restful journey inward. As you linger in this imagined landscape, notice the slow interplay of light and shadow, the gentle sway of flora or crystalline formations, the soft shimmer of distant rivers or oceans. Every element seems designed to soothe, to reflect, to mirror the patience and care of those who once inhabited this world. Your own body responds in kind. Your chest rises and falls more slowly, your shoulders release tension, and your mind floats gently with the rhythm of the imagined intelligence surrounding you. There is a deep serenity here, a quiet reminder that the universe is patient, and that awareness, even distant, nearly invisible, carries a profound and calming beauty. That in this place, you realize that intelligence need not be grand or obvious to be meaningful. Sometimes the softest traces, the most delicate impressions, leave the deepest impact. Each ripple, each faint pattern, each careful gesture echoes across centuries and light years, inviting the observer to slow down, to notice, and to rest. You feel that serenity as your own, a gentle alignment with the rhythm of cosmic patience, and you allow yourself to linger, breathing softly, moving gently, observing quietly. The universe seems to exhale with you, as though your presence completes a silent, ongoing dialogue that stretches across distant worlds. And so, as your mind rests among these whispers of ancient intelligence, let the calm sweep through you like a quiet tide. The traces you imagine, almost invisible, are nonetheless profound. Reminders that life, thought, and presence can exist with patience and grace. In this next chapter, we will drift further into the quiet poetry of existence itself, tracing patterns across the stars, the gentle mathematics that link atoms to galaxies, and the soft rhythm that underlies all creation. Gently, we move onward, letting curiosity and wonder flow slowly, and allowing the mind to float ever closer to deep, restorative calm. Now, let your thoughts drift outward once more, beyond the traces of ancient intelligence and the quiet structures that hint at distant life. Imagine the universe as a vast, gentle ocean of possibility, stretching endlessly in all directions. Each planet, each star, each quiet orbit is a ripple in this serene expanse, and Earth is but one delicate wave among countless others. You float softly above it all, aware of the slow rhythm of creation, the patient unfolding of worlds that may have existed long before and will exist long after. Your mind begins to consider the what-ifs, the quiet questions that float without demand, that linger like drifting clouds across a calm sky. What if Earth is not the first cradle of intelligence, but one chapter in a story that has been told many times across light years and eons? Perhaps elsewhere, civilizations arose and faded, leaving subtle imprints that travel through the cosmos like whispers on the wind. You can feel these possibilities, soft and tentative, brushing against your imagination, inviting reflection rather than urgency. Maybe some of these worlds were quiet and small, their inhabitants curious but patient, observing the stars as we do now, leaving traces in subtle alignments of stone or the careful arrangement of flowing water. Each thought drifts slowly, a gentle echo of worlds both known and unknown, and your mind flows with it, untethered and serene. Imagine the patterns of existence, repeating and varying, like waves of light and energy stretching across space. Perhaps distant beings pondered the same questions, watched the same cosmic dances, felt the same delicate pull of gravity and light. You sense the quiet poetry in this connection, a rhythm that resonates softly in your chest, as if your own heartbeat aligns with the pulse of distant stars. Each orbit, each rotation, each spin of dust and matter carries its own whisper of possibility, suggesting that the universe has a patient, deliberate order that is both gentle and profound. You breathe in the calm of these possibilities, letting them settle into your mind like soft, warm starlight. In this expanse, time feels different. Centuries unfold like slow rivers, eons pass like gentle tides, and the moments of observation, creativity, and life stretch with quiet elegance. You imagine standing on a cliff of a far-off world, watching twin suns dip below the horizon, reflecting across calm waters. Perhaps civilizations arose here, patient and thoughtful, leaving subtle traces in stone, crystal, or light, and then moved on, their echoes lingering as soft, contemplative signatures in the universe. These ideas are not burdensome. They float gently, each one a soft invitation to notice, to imagine, to rest within the vast continuity of creation. Consider the what-ifs of cosmic patterns. What if planets we cannot see are cradles of life, nurturing intelligence in ways entirely different from our own? Perhaps their forms are subtle, ephemeral, almost invisible, yet profoundly present in the careful shaping of their worlds. You imagine forests that glow faintly under alien moons, rivers that curve with deliberate slowness, and air that carries faint patterns of sound and vibration, unnoticed but deeply meaningful. Each of these gentle possibilities is a soft brushstroke across the canvas of imagination, a quiet invitation to explore without urgency, to wonder without tension. You feel the serenity of contemplating them, as if your mind is floating in slow orbit around invisible worlds, untangling gently from the noise of the day. Perhaps some civilizations communicate not in words or images, but in rhythms, in the quiet pulse of energy, in subtle arrangements of light or matter. You can feel these rhythms brushing past your awareness, faint yet insistent, a soft guide for your imagination. Maybe the rotation of a moon mirrors the rise and fall of thought. Perhaps a distant star flickers in patterns that echo consciousness itself. Each soft possibility invites patience, reflection, and gentle observation, reminding you that awareness is not always loud or urgent. It is present, subtle, and enduring. You allow your own breath to align with this rhythm, each inhale tracing the gentle arcs of the universe, each exhale releasing tension and inviting quiet. And in these reflections, you sense a comforting continuity. Even if civilizations have long vanished, their echoes endure in invisible patterns, in the symmetry of atoms, in the gentle repetition of orbital paths, and in the subtle mathematics that connect worlds. You feel a soft resonance, as though the universe is singing in a key you can almost hear, and your mind floats in harmony with this song. Every gentle what-if drifts like a soft current across your consciousness, leaving space for wonder, for curiosity, and for calm. There is no need to answer these questions, only to notice them, to let them guide your thoughts in slow, deliberate circles that ease the mind and quiet the body. Imagine yourself suspended above all of this, weightless, observing the dance of planets and stars, and the almost imperceptible movements of thought and intelligence across time. Perhaps Earth is only a single note in a cosmic symphony, a brief echo in a melody that stretches infinitely in every direction. You feel the gentle assurance that the universe is patient, that existence itself unfolds at its own pace, and that your own presence, your own awareness, is a part of this quiet, continuing flow. There is no rush, no demand, only the soft, tender unfolding of possibilities that move through the cosmos as effortlessly as the tides of a calm ocean. As you linger in this quiet reflection, let each thought of distant worlds and unseen civilizations become a gentle wave passing through you. Feel the softness of cosmic possibility brushing across your mind, each image and idea slowing the pace of thought, allowing your awareness to settle. Let your chest rise and fall in time with these imagined rhythms, your shoulders releasing, your attention floating in harmony with the vast, patient universe. There is a deep calm in imagining the multitude of what-ifs, a sense that life, thought, and possibility are threads woven into the fabric of existence, and that you are resting gently among them, cradled by their soft presence. I end this next chapter. We will begin the final descent, moving from the expansive possibilities of the cosmos into a slow, meditative reflection that guides the mind and body towards sleep. We will linger among the stillness of space and the gentle hum of distant stars, allowing breath, body, and thought to soften together. Gently, we move onward, letting the quiet of possibility transform into the tender embrace of rest, preparing you for the final calm of this cosmic journey. Now, as your journey through the vast possibilities of the cosmos reaches its gentle conclusion, allow yourself to drift fully into awareness of space, time, and the quiet rhythm of your own breath. Imagine floating above Earth, seeing its soft rotation under a canopy of stars that stretch infinitely in every direction. From this vantage, continents glide slowly beneath oceans that shimmer in muted blues, rivers tracing silvery arcs, mountains crowned with snow that reflects the light of a distant sun. There is no rush here. The world moves with a calm and patient cadence, and you are suspended alongside it, weightless, serene, and entirely at ease. Feel the subtle pull of gravity softened, as if the universe itself cradles your body, encouraging every muscle, every thought, to unwind into calm stillness. Breathe deeply and slowly, letting the inhale draw in the quiet vastness of space, and the exhale release any lingering tension. Imagine that the hush of the cosmos settles gently around you like a soft blanket. The stars above shimmer faintly, distant and welcoming, their light brushing against your mind like a whisper. Perhaps you notice the faint glimmer of distant nebulae, clouds of gas glowing with soft, gentle hues, pinks, purples, and golds melting into one another. These colors ripple slowly across the void, a delicate dance of light that moves without urgency, without disturbance, inviting your thoughts to drift with them. Each twinkle, each glow, feels like a small, tender heartbeat of the universe, echoing the rhythm of your own steady, patient pulse. You may imagine walking across a distant lunar plain, the sand whispering under your feet in subtle, almost imperceptible crunches. Each step releases soft particles into the hush of the air, leaving behind a trail of quiet presence, a mark of gentle exploration. There is no need to hurry or complete a journey. Simply move in awareness, noticing the smooth contours of craters, the faint shimmer of dust catching starlight, and the patient arc of the moon across a slow, endless sky. Every inhalation draws in this calm. Every exhalation lets it settle deeper, filling the mind with the vast, reflective silence of space. Here, the absence of noise is not emptiness but a profound invitation to rest as you float in this imagined orbit. Notice the soft rotation of Earth beneath you once more. The seas swirl slowly, clouds glide in deliberate patterns, and cities, though faint, appear as quiet flickers of human life, contained within the larger rhythm of the planet. Feel the harmony of cycles, day and night, tides, seasons, planetary spin, and sense your own body moving in quiet alignment with these cosmic cadences. Let this awareness deepen your relaxation. Allow your thoughts to wander gently across continents and oceans, yet return always to your own presence, your own chest rising and falling in measured rhythm with the universe around you. There is nothing to accomplish here. Only presence, only calm, only the gentle unfolding of awareness. Imagine the pull of other worlds, far beyond your immediate vision. Planets that rotate silently around their suns, moons drifting with elegance through slow orbits, and stars that pulse in rhythms both subtle and expansive. Some of these worlds may harbor life, intelligence, or quiet traces of thought, and you sense them not as urgency, but as a soft, comforting possibility. Perhaps the remnants of ancient civilizations linger in patterns of light, in arrangements of crystal or stone, or even in the ebb and flow of energies that ripple across time. Let these ideas flow slowly through your mind, as gentle streams meandering through valleys of starlight. No need to grasp or solve. Simply allow the imagination to drift, noticing the vastness, the beauty, the soft continuity of all that exists. Now, feel your body sink a little deeper into rest. Your feet and legs grow heavy, melting into the surface beneath you. The hush of the lunar sands, imagined yet vivid, brushes your toes and heels in gentle arcs, releasing tension from each step, each movement. Your spine stretches and softens, your arms release the weight of the day, and your head rests with a serene lightness. Each breath carries you further into ease. The rotation of distant planets mirrors your own slow breathing. Inhale with their gentle spin, exhale with their orbiting stillness. Each cycle is a lullaby, each moment a quiet nudge toward surrender, toward soft, restorative sleep. As you drift in this suspended awareness, notice the cycles of stars. Some flare faintly, others shimmer in slow pulses. Perhaps constellations you imagined in earlier chapters float nearby, their forms gentle and familiar, connecting dots of light across the sky in soft arcs. You may feel a quiet resonance with them, a sense that the universe itself participates in your rest, that the stars, planets, and cosmic dust are companions in this gentle meditation. Let each flicker of light guide your attention inward, toward the calm within your chest, toward the steady rhythm of your heartbeat. Breathe slowly. Let go, drift. Feel your body sink gently into rest. The vastness around you now feels warm, safe, and embracing. Time seems to slow, and the mind softens. Thoughts of ancient intelligence, of drifting civilizations, and of cosmic patterns blend seamlessly into the quiet rhythm of your breath. You may imagine the universe itself exhaling, carrying away tension, carrying your awareness into an orbit of relaxation and quiet curiosity. Each imagined step, each quiet possibility, each soft arc of light, feels like a tender caress, easing the muscles of your face, your jaw, and your shoulders. Allow this sensation to deepen. Allow it to expand, as though the hush of space flows through every cell in your body. In this moment, you are both observer and participant, floating among imagined worlds and ancient whispers. Perhaps you notice the gentle shimmer of distant nebulae again, the soft dance of cosmic light, the hush of imagined lunar sands brushing against quiet feet. All of it flows in tandem with the slow rise and fall of your chest, a meditation of breath and awareness. Let the quiet rhythms of orbiting planets, drifting comets, and soft starlight become a lullaby, wrapping around you, carrying you further toward deep, restorative sleep. You are held by the universe, held by the gentle continuity of space, held by the tender rhythm of your own awareness. And now, as your thoughts drift ever slower, let the reflective coda settle softly. All these possibilities remind us of the quiet continuity that stretches across the cosmos and within ourselves. You are part of this gentle, unfolding pattern. There is no hurry, no end, only the vast embrace of being, and the soft presence of awareness flowing through every breath, every thought, every heartbeat. If this journey calmed your mind tonight, subscribe for more quiet explorations, invitations to drift slowly, dream gently, and rest deeply. Finally, allow the ambient pad around you to ease gradually. Over the next 2 minutes, feel it reduce slowly to -18 dB, the heartbeat fading softly, leaving a single low chime to echo the conclusion of this gentle voyage. Let your body continue to sink, let your mind release, and let sleep arrive naturally, carried by the hush of stars, the rotation of Earth, and the quiet eternity of possibility. You are weightless, calm and entirely at ease. Drift into this silence now, carried tenderly into the restorative embrace of cosmic sleep.